an article, I don't have it here, but they took Thomas Jefferson out of the school books, okay, to replace him with John Calvin, the guy who completely destroyed Christianity under Calvinism, which John Calvin was a Freemason, he was an occultist, very evil person, very deceptive, and that's what a lot of Christian churches could thrive on, some form of Calvinism, because Calvinism is the destruction of Christianity. But this country is by far founded on biblical principles. And people say, oh, our founding fathers were Freemasons. Yes, they were. But Freemasons at the time in America here devoted off biblical statues. It wasn't until the 1800s when Illuminism already had affected the Mason lodges in Europe and came here because George Washington warned fellow Masons in America about the nefarious doctrines of the Illuminati. And colleges teach Illuminati were defeated in 1785. When George Washington in the 1790s warned us about the Illuminati, the president of Harvard University warned us against the Illuminati in the 1800s. John Quincy Adams and John Adams warned us against the Illuminati in the 1800s. So if they were defeated in 1785, why would be presidents and people warning us about the Illuminati? And we don't have time to cover everything about the Illuminati. We did that before. And but I hit up some more news because we got a little more time, and about the economic crisis, the global elite struggle to keep the European Union intact, the euro. Bilderberg members push hard in frantic attempt to save the euro during the recent weekend-long economic summit in Toronto, but the action was ignored by major media, of course, which is under control of the secret group of the international financiers and political stars. As this was quoted from Neil Irwin of the Bilderberg. As the euro faces a challenge like none before, the question is whether it will last. And the thing is, it's backfiring now. Okay, what's going on is that the G20 meeting has something to do with this too. The G20 meeting that just took place in Chicago for the second year in a row, God took the monkey wrench and threw it into the works. They were about to announce global government. Last year we had a big victory because they were about to announce global government. They were saying with George Soros, Herman Van Rompuy, Tony Blair, Obama was ready to announce world government. Obama said he'll sign the world treaty with the Congress or the United States people having anything to say about it. He's going to sign it anyway under PD 51, which gives presidents dictatorial powers, which they don't need approval from Congress or the people. And you can research that on your own. And they're about to announce world government, a one world currency to solve all the world's economic crisis, bringing the carbon tax, the cap and trade. And what happens? Europe, for the first time in recorded history, gets covered in snow. Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States here, gets record snowfall. Now people start with the nations question the real existence of global warming, which caused many nations to decline because they went shore and they backed out in the deal, and which caused that global governments were a couple signatures away from being to actually stopping. And they brought back up the G20 is first of all, G20 is the financial district of the United Nations. They're there to design a one world currency and to get all these nations agree upon it. And up in Toronto here, they failed again. They have failed to bring in the one world currency because they didn't have agreements with other nations. Why? Because that was God throwing the monkey wrench in the works. And I know there's a lot of Christians out there and people say, oh, we're just going to sit back because you can't stop Bible prophecy. No, you're right, you can't stop Bible prophecy. But we're here to make sure these elite cockroaches don't get the New World Order before that time. People like us fulfill Bible prophecy by keeping these cockroaches from establishing their New World Order before they're supposed to. They only have 7 years, people. That's it. 7 years of rule on this planet. They want it now. They know the Bible better than most Christians do. They know the Bible better than most pastors. These world elite, they're Luciferians. Okay, they're the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the top rank of Freemasons, the Rites of Mizraim, ancient Mizraim, and 97-degree Masons and all them. They know the Bible better than most people. They know Bible prophecy is true. 99.9% to them. They know everything the Bible says is 99.9% to them, because they think in the end, Lucifer is going to excel his throne beyond the stars of God. In other words, he's going to defeat him in the end, which is not going to happen. But all you atheists out there, or you small-time religions, or you small-time occultists, like these weak Luciferians, witchcraft, Wiccans, Mormonism, Jehovah's, Charismatic, Catholics, all of them, these people are deluded, okay? Yous don't know exactly what's good. These elite know what's going to go on. They know Jesus is coming back. Okay, they know the Son of God's coming back. They know there's going to be a battle of Armageddon. You know, they know Bible prophecies are 100% true. But they think in the end, Jesus and Lucifer are going to reconcile, and Lucifer is going to defeat God. It's not going to happen. And in the meantime, they keep the masses at a level. If you choose to believe in God, will keep you at a certain level. And most people, they push atheism on you. Atheism is the biggest accomplishment, because the people in atheists don't ask questions on either side, so they don't have to worry about atheists. They're just slaves. They go along with whatever we tell you to do. That's a mindset. And when you understand the mindset of the elite, you know what they're going to do. And another article here, Henry Markow of Infowars.com, July 6, 2010, use world currency to renounce the debt. A network of private bankers own the medium of exchange. In upcoming years, cities, states, and nations will have one overwhelming choice. 1. Renounce all debt created by bankers out of nothing, or due compound interest. This is probably 50 to 8% of all government debt. And 2. Or accept the unbearable burden and will be willing accomplices in our enslavement and destruction. The central banking cartel wants a one world currency. The central banking cartel is the Rothschilds, the bloodline of the Illuminati, the Bilderbergs, and all them. And we keep seeing reminders. For example, today we read the dollar is an unreliable international currency and should be replaced by a more stable system. The United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs said in the report released Tuesday. What if the new currency was not based on central banking cartel debt? What if most of the old debt was abolished? And the article is just plainly states, like, what if we could just restart everything instead of relying on central bankers and everything else? We could, it would actually work. If we just erased everything, yeah, it would actually work, because everything would be all fresh start, and we could go off our gold standards and everything else. But we have to continue to rely on the Federal Reserve, offshore banking, to keep putting us more and more into debt. And it's never going to, their idea is all purposely designed to bankrupt all the world's economies, not just the United States, Canada, Mexico, everywhere else, to bring in a global government. Because that thing is, Hitler tried to bring in a New World Order by force. He tried to force the New World Order upon people. Now, Henry Kissinger has already said, the New World Order will be brought in by stealth. People ain't going to be fighting against it. They're going to be begging for it. And he's right. The scumbag is right on that. And, people they want to bankrupt, put everybody to submission to bankrupt the economy. Now, this cap and trade, big mistake. Okay, this cap and trade is going to destroy, it's a stranglehold on the American people. And it's a total destruction, okay, of any civil liberties you have as a homeowner. They're gonna put standards. You can't sell your house for more than, I think it's $135,000, and you have to meet certain requirements. Now, anytime the EPA director is in charge of this, he can raise the standards as he sees fit, and the EPA director will be appointed by the President of the United States. And all it is because of the UN, okay, the United Nations, that are part of their agendas is to eliminate private property. That's right, eliminate private property. And they don't want people in the United States owning their own property. So what they want to do is put a stranglehold on all you Americans out there, and you'll be forced to sign your property over to the government, be forced to give your property up or sell it. And offshore banks will come swooping through and scooping everybody's property up. The offshore banks, they own all, like, the national parks, they own the Grand Canyon, they own Mount Rushmore, they own all the national parks throughout the country. They own them. the toll bridges, the Mass Pike, most